Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and everybody in between. My name's Kieran, and today I think we're due for an update. So this is something that I've been meaning to do for a while now and just haven't had the energy and motivation, I guess, to really get out there for you guys. But enough is enough, and I think it's time we talk a little bit about the channel, what we're doing now, and what we're likely to do in the future. So as some of your longtime viewers may have realized, our upload schedule has slowed quite significantly recently. This is because of a few things that I want to highlight quickly for you in this video. First, me and Colin both have had stressful years over the last 12 stressful years. Had a stressful year over the last 12 months, with Colin switching jobs and figuring out his career in film, and myself trying to make ends meet and find new work in the games industry while also juggling this channel among some of my other personal projects. And while we absolutely love this community and everything that we've done up until this point, it can be hard to motivate oneself into editing for 8, 10, or more hours when we've been doing it for so long already. We're almost coming up to our 5-year anniversary of Filthy Casuals. And to be quite honest, up until this point, it has just been a hobby. That isn't to say that we do not want to put out great content, and I think that is part of the problem too. For myself personally, when I created this channel, it was not only to bring Magic the Gathering content to you guys in a new and interesting fashion via our progression series, but it quickly evolved into creating high quality content with insane ban episodes and other wacky shit that me and Colin got up to that I honestly look back on and think still holds up. And so it's been kind of difficult keeping up on a schedule as rigorous as putting out a progression series episode every 2 weeks when there's all sorts of life things getting in the way and we haven't seen a ton of growth on the channel. A little bit of a tangent, I do want to shout out to all of you who have been with us for a year, 2 years, 4 years, 5 years. Even though we haven't seen an incredible amount of growth on the channel, we very much value each and every one of you, especially our patrons who have both donated their time and money to help us support the channel and create the kind of content you guys want to watch. But it's not just about the kind of content you guys want to watch, but also the content that we want to make. So I quickly just want to touch base on what is the current status of our ongoing series. That was a mouthful. First off, progression series is our bread and butter. I know a lot of you watch because of that series. What I want to say now is currently, as we speak, the progression series is now on hold. What does that mean? Well, it doesn't mean that it's not very coming back. Me and Colin love doing progression, and we're not even like halfway through Magic at this point. By the time you've watched this video, Wizards of the Coast has maybe put out 2 to 4 new sets. So we're gonna fall behind pretty quick. However, the thing is, when we're looking at the channel and how we want to grow, it's very difficult to create new series, new ideas, do new things when we're being weighed down by hour-plus episodes that take anywhere from 8 to 12 plus hours to edit. And that doesn't even include the time we spend to film them, which also takes several hours on a weekend. So now that we're wrapping up this last season of Modern Progression, I think this is a perfect time for us to hang our hat on the door, take a break, and try new things with the channel. This decision was also made because the next thing that we have to do for a progression series is a ban episode. And the stakes honestly couldn't be higher. For those that might not have seen our ban episodes, I highly suggest you go watch one of them. They're absolutely insane. Weird art tour pieces mixed with anime music videos mixed with weird skits and a strange but kind of coherent ongoing story between Colin and myself. They're a lot of fun to make, but they also take a lot of time. That last episode, for example, just the anime music video portion of it, that took over 40 or 50 hours for me to edit just that skit. And that's because the bar is set so high for me and Colin, not because of what we think you guys expect, but what we expect from ourselves and what we want to make. That's kind of the creative side of us leaking through. And so those are just some of the reasons that we're going to be putting progression series on hold for now, that we can move on trying new things for the channel. And I'm excited to get into some of those. But we also have another series, which is Sealed Through Time Blitz. Sealed Through Time Blitz was another experiment by me to try to make smaller amounts of content that still packed in that progression flavor. And while the production value and the episodes themselves, I think, are very, very good, it hasn't quite hit the same mark that we had with progression series. That said, those episodes only take 5 to 8 hours to edit. It's only about half to 3/4 the amount as a progression series episode, sometimes less. There's also a lot of less custom stuff we have to do with those because they are a little more formulated. And so I do want to keep going forward with Blitz, even though there hasn't been a Blitz episode in a while. We do have 2 episodes episodes on the back burner that I need to edit, and once we get more time and energy, I'll be able to put those out hopefully sooner than later for you guys. And so you might be thinking, progression series going on hold and less frequent Blitz episodes, where's the content? Where's the content? Great question. As you might have noticed, I have been trying to stream more. It is, for my part, a little bit lower commitment in terms of editing. I only have to stream live for, several hours, a handful of hours, however long I want, and then I don't have to edit that afterwards. So if you go take a look at our live section of our channel, if you haven't already, you'll see Arena Quest, which is another series that I started while I was in Japan in 2024. It's been a lot of fun, and honestly, I would still like to keep doing it alongside other streaming stuff, including maybe collabs with others' channels and creators, and just playing Magic and other games and card games there as well. And so we have indeterminate amount of Blitz episodes and live streaming. You might be thinking to yourself, I didn't sign up for that. Before you hit that unsubscribe button, I do want to share something that we have just been testing last month that I'm excited to slowly unveil. At the moment, we're calling it Filthy Friday Night Magic. It's really an attempt on my part to sort of tap into the magic, no pun intended, of MTG events, the community around them, the fun of playing Magic in different ways, in limited and standard formats, and trying to recapture sort of that Friday night magic that we might all have some nostalgia around. But that's not everything. We actually have a lot of fun and interesting progression elements that I want to insert into these weekly events so that we can try to build a community to play together and have fun doing it in a different way that you might not expect. I don't want to spoil too much about it and also take up too much of your time here, but the long story short is that the idea would be to have weekly Friday events month to month in 4-week blocks called leagues. Each league, 4 weeks, would have its own theme and its own way of going about it, but the gist is still the same. Each week, if you attend, you'll be able to participate in an event where people from each of our 3 teams, Team Lang, Team Croft, and the Sarah Squad, or the Unaligned Nomads as they like to call themselves, to get packs online, this is all digital, and to play in some good old-fashioned and casual Magic the Gathering together. The events are structured to be opt-in, opt-out, with your ability to come in maybe week 1, but miss out on week 2 and 3, and then come back on week 4 without really having missed out in much, other than gaining points in the league throughout the month. There's all sorts of things that I do want to try, but that's kind of the basics, and the idea would be to have all 3 teams kind of competing against each other, and everybody within those teams competing against each other as well, for some good old-fashioned casual fun Magic. It is all online, it is all free, and so good sportsmanship and honesty is a must. Now you might be wondering, that sounds pretty good, how can I join? Great question, and that actually brings me on to my next point, which is our Patreon. Don't click away. I promise I'm not trying to sell you anything. For those that don't know, we've had a patron for a couple years here. While it hasn't had a ton of membership, we've had a handful of really dedicated people that have been able to support me with this channel and help me keep it going over the years. One of the perks of that Patreon was to access our Discord channel. And so we've kind of garnered this small community of around 20 people who we've been able to share stuff with and grow. And I think that the Discord server has now kind of grown into this fun little Magic the Gathering and gaming adjacent space, but it's a little lonely. We want more friends. And so I'm excited to announce that we're actually opening up the Discord server to everybody in the community and anybody else who wants to join. You'll be able to hopefully find a link in the description or a comment. If not, go to the community tab and I'll try to post something there. Less to say, you will be able to access the Discord server and hop in now without having to be a patron. And that's great because we want to, I just realized I'm wearing these headphones and I'm not listening to anybody. I'm gonna take these off. We really are filthy casuals. The Discord server opening up is great because we want to grow with our community slowly, no pressure, no stress. This is not a high budget, high tense, octane fueled, ambitious project. We just want to start to bring in people, hopefully some of you who already have watched a lot of our videos, into this community and talk Magic, talk other stuff, and host these filthy Friday night Magic events. For my part, I'm going to try my very best to host these events each Friday in these 4-week leagues over the course of at least the next few months to see if people like them and to see if we can grow this little community. So I very much ask that if you do join, bring your friends and family who may like Magic the Gathering. They don't even have to have watched the channel. If they just like playing Magic or just want a geeky space to hang out in, this is the space for you. The only thing is, you will have to choose Team Lang, Team Croft, or the Unaligned Nomads. Choose Team Lang, we're a lot cooler. January was a great time for us testing these events. We got about 6-7 people in for those 4 weeks. weeks. It really just all surprisingly worked out better than I could have ever imagined. We had a lot of fun. It was a little clunky. We hit a few hiccups, but hopefully we've learned from some of that. And so when you come in, it will be more of a seamless experience. So I highly recommend check out the Discord server. We have channels for everything from progression series to sealed through time Blitz and the filthy Friday Night Magic, where you can see the rules for the events and all sorts of useful links that you can see on screen right now. Will this work? Will we get more than 5-10 people? I don't know, but that's part of the reason that we're putting progression series on hold. I wouldn't be able to do this sort of thing if we were still doing progression series every couple weeks, every month. It just wouldn't be tenable right now for the energy that I have to put towards it. And that's everything. I think I've yapped enough. Thank you for watching this update video. I hope it's not too much of a bummer. I hope there's a lot from it that you are excited by. I know I am. And less to say, the channel is not dead. I still want to build Filthy Casuals out. I know Colin wants to see it grow as well. And this is just another chapter in that phase. So we very much hope progression series will come back one day when we have more budget, more time, more energy. But for now, I really hope that you've enjoyed the live streams. I hope you look forward to the next episode of Sealed Through Time Blitz, and I hope to see you in the Discord channel. But for now, just keep on tipping your cards sideways, and I'll keep tipping them back. And here's a tip. Where's Colin? Where's Colin when I need him? Here's a tip. Go check out the Discord channel and ask any questions there. I'll be more than happy to answer them. You can @ me at Baron Lang. Listen, I didn't give myself that title, I swear. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll see you guys next time. Bye!